welcome back to the Thunder Rooster podcast. My name is Ron.
And my name is Paul.
And Paulie and I went on a nice little adventure not long ago. We did a Rooster Travels episode to Dice Road. Dice Road is a 13-mile stretch of road out in rural Michigan. It's, I want to say the bigger cities is like a halfway point between Midland and Saginaw. Not very far away from Merrill. We'll come into a funny little story in a little bit. Calm your tits, Paul. But yeah, we had an adventure to say the least. The drive for us was about, 4.5 hours, I want to say?
I thought it was going to be less, but it was.
Yeah, we got traffic, so that really slowed us down. You know, right before we got into Flint? Stupid ass.
We shouldn't have to go through Flint.
Right. But. Anyways. Yeah, we took a trip out there. You know, I've heard some stories about Dice Road. We'll give you a little bit of information on that. But I just wanted to go there for ourselves and kind of, you know, check it out. You know, I want to go to places that are supposedly haunted because, you know, I want to see if my natural instincts kick in and, you know, see if I get any bad vibes from anything. It was definitely a surprising event happened while we were out there. It took me a while to kind of really wrap my mind around what happened, but got some stuff on film that you've seen by now. This is actually airing after I released the video, so it'll be pointed out. So this discussion is going to be about our trip up there, and we'll give you some more information on why we went there. Paul, would you like to lead us in with, you know, what's the significance of Dice Road?
Well, do you want me to tell the funny story first?
No, we'll save that for the second segment.
Well, so we did some investigating, and obviously we're talking about Dice Road, 13-mile stretch of hell, if you want to call it that, to some.
I mean, it would be hell if I lived out there, that's for sure. Yeah. There's nothing there.
There's nothing there. Corn, pretty landscape.
Soy. I annihilated another bird with my truck up there.
That was like, you did, didn't you? So we focused on a couple different spots there. First and foremost, we have the Saginaw Merrill Cemetery.
Yeah.
Where we did some investigating. Mm-hmm. Got to stay there for several hours.
Yeah.
Very interesting. That was one part of it. We also checked out the general store, which is actually now somebody living in the home. Mm-hmm. And then the mother of all haunted houses, the Hell House.
Yeah.
Which I didn't get any bad vibes. You know, I talked about this, but it just felt very eerie. I didn't.
That's a good word to use. It wasn't.
We didn't
I think weird or eerie would better. It was just a weird, eerie.
The feeling of knowing that we're 20. Well, how far would you say we were away from the house?
Oh, we were on the corner. We didn't even know we were there at first because we just pulled up and we showed the shot of us getting the Dice Road sign.
Yeah.
The fucking house was right behind us.
Right behind us. Fucking gates of fucking hell.
So when we got there, we drove to that point. Mm-hmm. That's where the GPS took us up to Dice Road. So I was like, okay, we'll just keep driving west, and eventually we'll stumble upon the house.
There's not many properties. We'll eventually figure it out.
And then we go a little ways and find out there's no more road.
The road leads to nowhere.
So, you know, you had to go left or right, and that was the end of Dice Road. So we turned around, and we decided to go down the entirety of Dice Road from there. And it was at that point when we crossed that intersection again that I realized that was the house.
I mean, were we about, 5-10 yards away from the house? If that? Maybe 10, a little more?
Maybe 15.
Okay.
15 probably about,
but
right?
Just, for me, just being that close. Mm-hmm. And we were going at dusk, and it was cool. Like, it was actually stayed light till almost 10-something while we were out there, which was cool. I normally don't see that. But I just kept telling myself, I'm like, we're this fucking close to this house of horror. Like, bad.
The house of horror?
Horror.
Whores.
The house of horror. But it is.
Baby, we did not go to no house. I'll just say that.
This house is it's just creepy, Ron. It was just terrible across the board.
Could you imagine that conversation?
So wait, is this?
I thought you were going to check out a haunted house.
You were checking out the Bordello of Blood?
You guys are getting scared from some interesting horrors.
And there he goes.
All right.
But anyway. Hose. That's when the hose come out.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So being that close to that house, it scared me. And not to mention, we're like, oh, wow, look, they repainted it.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
It does look pretty.
Let's get some history to Dice Road real quick before we too much
venture
into our journey.
Yes.
That hopefully most of you have already seen by now. But so the interesting thing about this section and whatnot, and why it kind of has such a haunted history to it, about midway through Dice Road used to be a town called Iva. And Iva is now a pretty much ghost town. It's not there anymore. I think the only remnants of it is that general store.
Yep.
But, there was a lot of disease and stuff come through back in the day with that town, and they just leveled the town. And that general store was a place where everybody in the town would come to listen to boxing matches on Saturday nights, So that was the local gathering place. Yeah. In fact, that's the only place standing pretty much there from that time. That would explain some haunted stuff there.
Mm-hmm. But
so that by itself already, that's a tragic thing to happen. You had a large amount of deaths, and imagine you die and you are a ghost. You're looking for your house to haunt, and it's not there anymore. I mean, what do you do at that point? I'm sorry,
stuck in a crossfire.
I keep thinking about the House of Horrors.
The Crypt Keeper's waiting.
Don't get me wrong. I mentioned this on the thing, but it took a good 20 minutes of being in that area where me and Paul thought we were the most attractive people there.
I forgot about that.
Like we were riding high for a little while,
Stallions. Yeah, but
oh man. But yeah, there's some tragic history there, and I think that's the basis of why that road has a reputation it has. And of course, the cemetery we visited, there is a local legend that a ghost of a young woman who tragically died haunts that area. It's the age-old tale of the lady in white haunting a graveyard. So
Anna Rhodes.
Yeah, I thought her name was Anna something else.
No, it's Anna Rhodes Millerton.
I was looking for I saw an Anna Rhodes headstone out there. I could have swore I did. I was looking for a Millerton.
That's what I kept doing too. So you saw something that said Rhodes?
Yeah, I saw an Anna Rhodes out there. I want to say I did. I might be wrong.
Maybe. I don't know.
It might have been something close to it.
There were so many.
Wait. It was Anna Rose that I saw.
Rose. That's it. Because there were so many headstones.
There were so many named Anna too.
Yeah.
I was like,
and then I kept telling you all the ones that I saw that were like deteriorating. I'm like, yeah, I understand. Like that's the ones we want to go off of. I'm like, dude, there is nothing on here. It is weathered. It's like faded. Like
this is crazy, man. Like, anyways, we'll get more into that in a minute.
The next one, but
the Pomeranian house, obviously they no longer live there. And I just want to tell everybody that, there is a documentary thing, a couple of these. There's one over the general store and one over the house.
Yeah.
It's called the Hell House or whatever. But it's on
they're Amazon Prime.
Amazon, yeah. It's called Haunting on Dice Road, I think is what it's called.
The Hell House, yeah.
Is it the Hell House on Dice Road? Something like that.
Highly suggest watching it, you guys. There's a lot of really, really interesting info that we gathered from there.
A lot of crazy stuff.
I mean, we could, again, that type of subject, we could be there for weeks.
We'll give some highlights of that real quick. Okay, so This family built the house in the 50s, and they lived there for 20 years before the shit hit the fan. And it started on Halloween night, where like 3 o'clock in the morning, there's just real loud bangs on the wall and the doors and shaking in the windows and stuff like that. And it goes on for like an hour, 2 hours. They call the fucking police. The police come out. The police hear it. They don't know what to do. They come back the next night because they called again. They came out. Same thing. They can't figure out what's going on. There's no way of, there's no signs that anybody was outside the house doing it. You know, there would have been footprints in the mud around the house, or, this is out in the middle of nowhere. If you saw the little Rooster Travels episode, there's nothing but fields out there, okay? You're not going to be able to just run off and hide. You're going to be seen running away. But this happened I think it happened for like 6 months.
I was just going to tell you. I was just going to wait till you're finished.
But yeah, they had the police come out and stake out the place without them knowing.
Every
still
single night. 3 to 4 times a day.
Yeah.
For 6 months.
And not only
how are you going to handle that?
It wasn't just that stuff, you started hearing disembodied voices, explosions, like even the neighbors were hearing the explosions. It sounded like dynamite was going off, so much so that like the refrigerator jumped off the ground from one of these explosions type things. And there was even a crack that was formed in the ceiling from this. The house is shaking. There was a report where the clock picked up, flew off this way, went around a person and went back to where it came from. And I believe a police was there for that.
Yeah, State Highway and cops were there to witness the alarm clock just levitating, spinning around the officer, and then coming back down.
And so you had that. You had.
How about the neighbor?
I'll get into that in a second.
The neighbor.
But the thing is this got so much attention that you had universities coming out to investigate what was going on, because
2 professors from Duke came out.
Was it the owner of the Tigers?
Yeah,
was
so
it?
this was actually one of the interesting things obviously we were both not aware of, but so yeah, John Fetzer, he was an owner of the Detroit Tigers back, I don't know how many years, to be honest. He had such a fascination with what was going on right in his backyard.
Yeah. And
he was like, not only am I interested, but I would like to try to help.
Right.
So he donated about $15,000, had obviously the two scientists, professors from Duke come in. Mm-hmm. And I remember Terry just going, man, like, this is messed up that I'm talking to the owner from the Tigers coming to inspect our house, but I'm a huge Tigers fan. I'm talking to the owner daily.
Yeah.
So he's like, it's a catch-22.
Yeah. So, the Pomeranian family, I always want to say Pomeranian.
That's what I kept saying too. It's Pomeranian.
But they had 2 sons. I believe during the time that this happens, they were 19 and 21. And, they themselves thought it was somebody in the neighborhood. Well, so they went and hid out in a ditch or something, waiting for the noise to kick back up again, and nobody was there.
Well, Terry was working on the farm, and he thought that it might have been somebody he was friends with. Bless you. That he was friends with, who wanted to get a job on the farm, and he didn't get the job.
Right.
So he thought maybe that there was just a schoolmate or somebody just throwing shit at the house and just driving off.
So later, Mr. Pomeranian had something to say that he thought it had to do with witchcraft. So apparently, before this all coincidentally happened, a neighbor kept coming up and asking if they would sell their farm. Or coming up another day being like, how much would you sell your farm for? And they were very weird and off-putting.
Dancing in the rain.
It's a small town, so word got around, that she was looking for witchcraft books at the local bookstore. So there was always there was some telltale stuff there, and I think the last time that they declined to sell their property, that they saw her come up to the property on her knees and making some kind of chant or whatever. I'm assuming it's the witch witch spell. So,
Right, and she was lighting fires in the
Yeah.
rain, dancing around, just
all kinds of erratic behavior. But so, guess when all this started?
that's what I was going to say.
Right
Yeah,
after it
I think it all happened right then and there, Ron.
So yeah. So from what I gather, the house that this all went down in ended up catching fire and was completely destroyed. And then they ended up building another house on it. Now, what led up to the fire thing I thought was interesting because whenever one of the college professors was out there investigating the whole thing, he had just went and taken a shower in the guest bathroom. And then after he dried off and stuff and came back out, everybody in the room started smelling something burning. So they went and found that it was in the guest bedroom. And the towel that he had just used to dry himself off was on fire.
Fire!
Right. And then this happened again. This time was with a full roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
And it just lit up in fire and just literally disintegrated right in front of them. And if anybody knows by playing with fire and toilet paper, I don't have any experience with that, but it does not burn up quick. All right. But, they had the firefighters and stuff out and everything, and they just couldn't believe them because there's no way a roll of toilet paper could just burn up that fast. So they did all kinds of tests for accelerants and stuff like that, and they couldn't find anything. So the house burns down. They end up getting a new house built there, and then they up and decide to leave. So you have the new people who came in. I forgot their names.
I couldn't find it.
But they apparently moved into the house and have been living there for the past 40 years. Not a problem. So the question is, did the whole thing, if it was a witch's curse or something like that, did that end when they left? Or did it follow them? Because I don't remember there being any reports of them saying anything happened after they left.
I was watching, and we mentioned about the couple programs that are on Amazon Prime in regards to this. I watched a video podcast with Terry and Steve Shippey. He's kind of a popular figure in the paranormal world. I've just kind of been brought to him now after watching some of the stuff about the Hell House.
Yeah.
Mainly in the Michigan area, and he does really good work. But he sat down and they spoke and went over all these tribulations. One thing I thought was interesting is, so when the house burnt down, they were trying to claim the insurance.
Yeah.
And at first the insurance company was like, no, we're not going to do anything with this. So what happened was they actually got all the testimonies and the sworn affidavits from the police officers to be like, look, like, you need to honor that claim. This stuff happened.
Right.
So other than that, I don't know really outside of it, but that helped.
There were so many witnesses to all this stuff too.
But I kind of think, I'm like, yeah, that would probably be my idea that would happen because of what this woman might have done. I just find it so odd to believe that, they move and they're out and then it just stops.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they were like, they didn't like those people in there.
Yeah.
There was no issue with the family.
We got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back.
Fucking Bald Ranger!
And welcome back. So, let's go ahead and get into our little haha story.
Yeah, let's get into the haha story. So we did plan this very accordingly. Kudos.
Yeah.
The day before we leave for the trip, I get a text from my friend. And he said, well, think I made a little mistake. I said, a little mistake? Okay, well, what's a little mistake? Well, so basically we were going to stay overnight and get a hotel room. And I said, okay, well, what's the problem? Well, we're going to Merrill. Thought it was Merrill, Michigan. No. My buddy over here gets a hotel room in Merrill, Wisconsin.
Yep. Luckily, I kind of obsessed over the details like that. So
That's okay.
I looked at it.
Better be overprepared than underprepared, right?
I found out that it said Wisconsin on there. And I had literally had 3 hours left before I would have lost all that money.
Right.
Yeah. So I call them. I get it fixed. I get it taken care of. And then I decided, all right, I'm gonna pick another hotel. There was two hotels that were nearby. One was a 1-star and the other one was a 2-star. So I'm thinking, 2-star, obviously it's better hotel. So I go tell him about it, and as we're outside shooting the shit, he's going through his phone at the reviews of this place, and it's like,
it was a shithole.
bugs,
I am not fucking sleeping there.
dirty,
No way.
rooms and stuff like
I was
that.
like, dude, let's spend $15-$20 more a night and not get freaking mugged, shot, or bit by something.
Yeah, he's Mr. Worry Pants as it is, and then you throw a nasty hotel in the mix, it's not going to work out. That's why we couldn't do a whores thing. But so I
Are we in Austin, Massachusetts, or Boston, Massachusetts, Ron?
So I go and try and get it canceled and stuff. I literally just made the reservation probably like an hour before I called. And when I called, and I'm going to try and tell this without being offensive or anything,
right.
But when I called, I talked to a guy, sounded like a local guy, and he had, took all my information. It sounded very professional. And then I called back to cancel, and I got a woman that had a very heavy Indian accent. And, I told her I wanted to cancel my reservation. She was like, okay. We've got to check in right now. I was like, okay, I'll hold or whatever. And about 2 minutes goes by, and the phone just cuts out. Like, it was either a hang up or it actually lost service or something. So I wait a little while. I wait like half an hour because, checking somebody in, whatever. I didn't want to, impose myself. I call back, and I get a guy with a heavy Indian accent. And, I'm explaining to him what's going on. And he's like, you have to call 24 hours before to cancel your reservation, And I was like, I just made the reservation like an hour or two ago. Right. And he was like, who'd you make the reservation through? I was like, I called you guys and made it directly.
I called you, bro.
And he's like, no, because it's just me and my wife here. And he's like, you did not talk to me. So he's painting me out to be like I'm a fucking liar. I'm getting pissed. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking it's like, if you're the guy running this shit, and apparently there's no other guy working, I just gave my credit card information to a stranger. You know what I mean? And so I'm getting mad at this point.
Oh, you turned two shades of red fast.
I'm furious. He's just completely like, I run the show, I choose. And it's like, I literally just
Fuck
made
you,
it.
Ron.
And he was like, you have to call 24 hours in advance to cancel a reservation. It's like, that's what I'm doing right now.
Bitch, I called you an hour ago.
This was like at noon, 1 o'clock, something like that. And most of the time when you check into hotels, your check-in time's like 3. Okay, so
right.
I set all this up. I'm raging pissed by the time I get off the phone. My only thought and words that came out of my mouth as soon as I hung up the phone is like, you're not getting my fucking money. So I get my wife on the phone because I was at work at the time. And I told her, it's like, hey, take this card and lock it. So we locked the card, and glad I did it because like 2 hours after the fact, they tried to run my card, and they're not supposed to till the day of. Yeah. So 2 things that was going through my mind. Either this guy who lives out in the middle of bum fucking Egypt, was trying to get that money for that night. I don't blame him. That's how he makes money. Mm-hmm. Or the other side of that is somebody fucking stole my credit card information and was sneaky about it and just picked up a ringing phone and took down all the shit. It was rather convincing if that's what happened. But I think the guy just fucking lied and was just trying to keep the money.
Based on their credentials, Ron, they probably were.
Right. So
that's why I didn't want to stay to no shady ass place.
Yeah. So
you're welcome.
I ended up doing that, and we ended up going with the 1-star hotel, which turned out to be really nice. It was clean. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't a
1-star. It got close to 4 stars. And the other one got
No, the hotel rating system.
Oh, the rating system,
Yeah,
not the actual
not
Google review.
No, I'm not staying at a 1-star rated place.
That's what it sounded like. You're telling we're staying at a 1-star place.
I thought you were more sophisticated than that.
I'm just going off the reviews, man.
But yeah, so that was our story with that. It was about a solid 3 hours. What the fuck? Completely. So
but it all worked out.
Yeah, it did. We had a good time.
Yeah, we had a blast.
We really like being able to go out and do these things. What I really would have liked was going to these places and actually, contacting the people that own the buildings and being like, hey, we're with a podcast. I don't know if that would work, but we just say,
excuse me,
we want to, draw pictures of the house and say there's.
And then they ask, let's see what you drew. Who's the artist of the group?
If you don't get that one, watch the previous episode. But anyways, yeah. So, I saw something when we were in the cemetery.
Yeah, our big announcement now.
Yeah, it's not an announcement. They've already seen it. So I don't know what I saw. I saw something out there out of the corner of my eye. It's all on video. It was not planned. I saw something out of the corner of my eye. It looked like a person. And then when you go and look at the video footage, and I haven't broken it down quite yet, because even though you've seen it already, I haven't put it together during the filming of this episode. But we're going to slow it down frame by frame, but we've paused it in several certain spots, and it looks like a shadow is moving behind a tree, which happened to be the point which I point out in the actual video clip is what I saw was between me and that very tree. So, it was either really coincidental, or my eyes were just messing with me and, I didn't say shit. I don't know. I definitely saw something. I don't know what.
Your reaction sure looked like you saw something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to
process that.
Yeah. Because, I
can understand.
I've seen stuff out of the corner of my eye before, but this was really prevalent. Like, I thought somebody snuck up on me.
Well, you were talking, like, you could see you were talking about what was going on, and then you just stopped, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I think I saw something. And I'm over there just going up and down the aisles, not knowing. Then you were like, hey.
Yeah,
I think I saw something.
I remember saying to the camera, like, I'm going to get in the truck and, like, go out where Paul is, which really
go fuck with me. Go fuck with me and drive off.
What I was doing was literally, I just wanted to get out of that spot, honestly. Yeah. So I got in the truck and I drove further down to where Paul was at. I was a little freaked out.
Rightfully you should.
But mostly it was just trying to figure out what the hell it was.
Yeah, and you didn't have a bad vibe, and I didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't.
We didn't. It was a beautiful day. Like, it was sunny, nice weather.
Great drone footage.
Yes.
So if you have not seen the Rooster Travels episode 3, definitely check it out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Can't wait to do the next one, and hopefully, we'll check it out. I know the next place we're going is the Mansfield Reformatory, which that'll be a whole bag of kittens on that one, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that will be.
All right, let's jump into our 3 shots at funny.
Do it!
I watched that again not long ago.
Excellent.
So funny. All right, so this week is my wife's pick, and she sent me a video that's titled "Ha Ha Ha."
Okay.
Oh my god, you made me pee my pants.
All right, let's say it again.
Oh my god, you made me pee my pants.
I love that.
Oh, wow.
Babe.
He just literally laughed with his butt. That's so funny. All right, let's see here. I'll go with mine next.
Yeah, please do.
It is called Reaction Gold.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if it was his daughter or his wife, but damn. He's so shocked. He's like, I've never heard that before.
Oh, God, you ruined his program. I mean, that's all he cared about at that
Right.
point.
There's no way he could finish what he was watching. He's probably like, hell, you need to replace your underwear. Oh, man. All right. So
Yep.
yours is called.
Mine is called What's Your Choice?
All right.
Yo, 24. Right hand for ass, left hand for tits.
Ass or tits?
Come on. Come on. Yeah.
Perfect.
Right?
I hate they blurped out the word.
I know. But that is
Left hand for ass, right hand for
like
tits.
you're in a football game. You're like, hey, Baker, right hand for tits, left hand for ass. What do you want?
I bet he throws both hands up.
What? That's just funny. I don't know. But
All right, everybody. We appreciate you checking
Yes.
us out. I believe our next episode, we are going to be joined by some friends of ours. They have their own podcast. It's called The Cheeky and Nacho Show. And for some reason, if that falls through, I'm just a fucking liar. All right, folks. Hope you have a great weekend.
Yes.
I hope your 4th
Thanks
of
again,
July
guys.
was awesome.
Yes.
And definitely support us. Rate, like, and subscribe. We need those ratings on Apple Podcasts so we can get seen. And yeah, buy some merch, please. Help us out. We'll keep popping these out. The studio is almost completely finished.
Beautiful.
You should be able to tell the difference in the next episode. So, and we'll give a little tour or something eventually.
I think we should.
But yeah, we got a nice little secret behind these curtains to the, behind Paul over here.
Yes.
It's been fun.
It has been.
All right, folks. Have a good one.
again.
And Epstein being friends.